Hey guys, welcome back to the Alpha Strike for a special episode of, well, who is the Alpha Strike?
Who are you really?
So this episode was brought to you by one of our fans, Christopher Smotherman. He actually requested we do a bio video, and we're like, sure, that sounds like fun. And we figured...
Actually, I was kind of like, why in the world would we want to get to know me? But okay.
It's because Magneto is the coolest guy ever, so... But we also thought we'd do a Q&A with you guys too. So we posted up on Facebook a little post. If you hopefully if you like our page, you'd see that. And if you haven't already, please do, because we put lots of cool stuff on there: live videos, updates about our channel, little things, team builds for our Wednesday things. Look those up. Mike Nito has his own page as well. So
Due to much prodding and pushing and encouragement from Erks.
So please check that out. If you guys want to talk to him, that's where you get a hold of him exclusively. And he posts cool questions every single week about a figure or an object or just cool things to do with the game. He loves talking about certain things and getting ideas. So
really, I just, I sit around, I think about Heroclix, and I think, I'm thinking about this, and I wonder what the fans would say. So I post it. It may be interesting, it may be boring. If you feel the need to comment, go right ahead.
All right, so let's move on. So my name is, of course, Eric.
I'm Mike.
Nice to meet you guys. So we have a few questions we've written down for ourselves that kind of describe a little bit of what we've done with Heroclix, and then we have some ones from the fans we'll get to right after. So I'll read the first one, and we'll both answer it, and then Mike read the next one, and back and forth. So the first question we have is, when did we first start playing Heroclix, and what got us interested in the first place?
Oh, I'm taking this one?
You got this one first.
I can't really tell you when because it was just that long ago. It was right around, Mutant Mayhem, just before Legacy came out. So that's back in the RAV days before there were cards where it was just, you pulled your figure and what you saw on the dial is what you got. That was definitely, in my opinion, the golden age of Heroclix. My buddy Ryan, he was a big comic book aficionado, comes to me and says, hey, you like strategy games, you probably like this, you like superheroes, and he sat down and he taught me the game. I remember using, or playing against, I guess I should say, the Bishop of XSE.
Oh, no.
And playing a Cyclops and a Wolverine, and, it was a lot of fun. It was what I was looking for in a strategy game. I've always really enjoyed strategy RPGs, the tactical turn-based, and this was like just a manual version of that with all my favorite superheroes. So I was hooked from that point forward, pretty much. I took a break because the game was damaging me financially. I was spending...
Doesn't it damage all?
I was spending way too much money on the game, and so I quit just before Icons came out, and then I was out of the game for a really long time, and I came back just at the tail end of the Infinity War when they were giving out the Thanos with the throne. Got back into it. A lot of changes had happened, but just jumped right back in and got to it.
And just ever since, huh? Just kept on trucking.
Yep.
Alright, so me, I'm a bit of a newer player. I was actually a big Magic the Gathering player when I first started playing collectible card games, stuff like that. I did all of them as a kid. I played Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, whatever, but Magic's really hit me hard. And I wanted to play competitive for like the longest time. And I did once. And I did not place well. I got scrubbed out. I got so frustrated with the game, I just quit the game, sold all my cards.
QQ.
And so I wanted to try to find other outlets. I love a hobby. Like I had to do something with my life. I felt boring doing anything else. So my one of my colleagues at work, he said, I think you would enjoy Heroclix. I'm like, well, I've seen the packs. I was kind of interested with superheroes. What is it? And so the first set I actually bought was Chaos Wars and Batman. So I'm kind of in that little area where I started gray area wise. My very first set, though, the one I was first excited for and was amazing, came out when I started playing, was Amazing Spider-Man. I was like, this game was meant for me. And so I bought my first book of that, got my first chase. It was the Lamppost Spider-Man. It was really, really cool. I kept playing. I played through AVX and all those, and I've just been playing ever since. Haven't taken a break yet. I am crunching financially because of this game, but I gotta work hard so I can keep playing. But it's the strategy of the game
It's really quite interesting. When you started was shortly after I restarted into the game because I was there for the entire OP for the Batman set, and you started probably
I just missed that.
just
barely.
missed it.
Because then right after Spider-Man came out, Streets of Gotham came out, and that's what I got for most of my Batman right there. So, yeah, that's our first one. With the second one, Mike?
How did the host, being Eric and Mike, of the Alpha Strike meet?
Well, how I remember it was we were at Game Haven, and we were having I believe it was a tournament or a release for something, and Mike wandered in. He usually played at another venue for like a long time with other friends, and we started talking, and I was looking for the Deadpool chases at the time. I was looking for the zombies, and I asked him, like, hey, do you play Clicks? He's like, well, yeah. Do you have any of the zombie chases? Like, I think I have like Electro. I'm like, Electro? What do you want for it? And he couldn't trade it to me, sadly. He had it on hold for one of his other friends. That's what I remember.
It's really interesting how he remembers it because what had happened is that I had relocated to the Bountiful area, and I was looking for a local venue that I could go to because my other venue was really far away, and I found one online, being the Game Haven, so I went in there and, you know, always apprehensive about going to a new place and a new group of players. You don't know what you're going to run into, whether you've got the supreme meta guys, the really casual guys, or the guys who are trying to play the game, but they really don't know what's going on. And so I, you know, talked to the guy behind the counter, happened to be this guy, and I was just trying to ask him about what the scene was like, you know, how people play, and he told me that he played, and so we kind of got to gabbing about Clicks, and as far as I remember, it was just a regular old, you know, build that week that just went in. It was 300 points. It was right around the 4th of July, because I remember the next week I went back and we played a red, white, blue team, and I trounced everybody. I felt terrible because I was like, oh, now I'm going to look like a shark. I've been here for 2 weeks.
Man.
Dominated my first week, dominated my second week, you know. But I tried to do my best to help everybody out, you know, because there were some rules that were lacking in places, and I think I brought the worst out in the group because within the next couple weeks, everybody was all teeth and claws and fangs. But you know, they got used to me, and we, you know,
ever since we've been just hanging out. Like, he invited us to his venue up for a little while. We played there, played here, back and forth. We just became friends over time. Like, we realized we had the same similarities in like our team structures a little bit. He wanted to learn from me, I want to learn from him, kind of a thing. And that's just kind of been how we started, guys. We just met playing this awesome game, basically. So,
friends in Heroclix.
Forever and for always.
Happens.
Alright. So, Mike, what is your most favorite moment that happened in a game of Heroclix?
Most favorite moments in a specific game?
As best as you can remember. I'm sure we've played so many.
They're all such a blur. I really...
If there's just one thing you remember from any game, what was the that was awesome moment to you?
It had to be during the tournament for the Bat Cave, the actual final month where it was the Bat Cave. I was playing against our resident meta player, Rebel. It was the second round, and we were on the Joker's Tunnel of Love, and he was on the left-hand side, and he had, I want to say it was like Big Barda with a heavy object standing right next to Zealot, and he was going to come get me. And I had like Dr. Thomas Wayne and somebody else. My team was just terrible. And so I shot out the wall, and I attempted to mind control Barda with Thomas Wayne, and I needed an 11 to do it. I rolled a crit hit.
On mind control.
On mind control. And so then I used her with her heavy object and smashed Zealot, who was standing next to her, for her whole life bar. She was done. And it turned the whole tide of the game. He had Mr. Freeze, and it just, I don't know, because that...
Mr. Freeze and Barda?
Yeah, that's what I remember. You know, memory's always a little bit fuzzy, but I just remember that mind control through the hindering, through the wall. It won me the game. And that's part of the reason why I did the break stuff, is because I just remembered that was a turning point. I walked away from that tournament with the Bat Cave. I was really excited. My wife said that I was really excited the other week when I came home, And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like, I haven't seen this excited since you won the Batcave. I was like, yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It's a good day. My favorite moment in Heroclix was probably month 1 of AVX, actually. I picked X-Men because I felt they were the underdogs in the fight because there was no X-Men around yet until Wolverine and X-Men came out later in that storyline. And then month 1, I made this crazy team with the Cyclops from the starter, the Emma Frost, the Jean Grey from, I think, the 100.1 with enhancement, running shot, and Pensai, and one other figure that had enhancement. I can't remember. Oh, I think it was. No, it wasn't her. I can't remember. But basically, I had a Cyclops who could shoot through walls, outwit you, and then enhance for 6 damage. It was. I killed my opponents figure after figure after figure through walls, and they all hated me.
Yep.
I didn't go on to win the champion of the AVX in month 4 or month 6 or how many months was that one?
It was only 4.
It was only 4. Yeah, I didn't win like top prize or anything, but I got 2nd or 3rd, so I did pretty well. But that was my favorite moment when I killed all 3 of my opponents, one figure after the other with Cyclops. They could never touch me. It was brutal. I have never in my life, playing this since I was still brand new, done 6 damage to a figure and felt so good about it.
Yeah, those one-shot kills.
It was awesome. That was mine. Alright.
Alright, who is your favorite character in the Marvel and or DC universe?
Do you have to ask that one? If you guys don't know. Okay.
He wrote these questions. He's asking why he asked these questions.
It's because of you guys. You guys may or may not know. You could be brand new to the channel. Welcome to the channel. So, my absolute favorite in the world is Spider-Man. Anything Spider-Verse. I read the Spider-Verse comic line, and I just, thank you, Marvel. You gave me so much more to love. Spider-Man's great and all, but when you have all the spiders in the universe of all the universes ever, wow.
Spider-Man overload.
I know, he's very mainstream. I'm pretty lame for that mainstream hero, but I feel like I can relate to him sometimes. He kind of has that vibe, teenager, bullied,
Because he's a teenager.
I was at one point, guys.
And,
come on.
He was bullied.
I was. I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, totally bullied a lot. So I just like Peter Parker, cool guy.
He must be lying to me because the stories he tells me in high school about high school.
It got better in high school. Okay, it was worse before then. But yeah, and then if I have a DC pick, Batman, just because Batman's cool.
Straight mainstream. Well,
yeah.
I'm
off mainstream.
Oh yeah, I'm a BC lister. For Marvel, I've mentioned this before. I really like Phantom X. When they released him with Wolverine and X-Men, I squealed like a little girl. I saw his dial on Heroclix online on the game because they released that. It's no longer active. It was a fun game for a time. But it was a preview of what he was going to be before he was released. You could play him online before the set came out, and it was ridiculous. The whole Ava thing, stealth, shape change, running shot, range combat expert, 2-target sharpshooter. I was just amazed. I love the X-Force. I'm so excited to see what they do with the next one. I know it's probably going to be a far cry short of what the old one was, but I hope it's a little more balanced so I can play more and not feel like a jerk feeling him.
Because he was subpar meta for a little bit there.
He was
if not meta
for a long time. But I've enjoyed Phantom X's storyline between him saying that he has 3 brains and having the misdirection and not being able to feel that he can be inferior to anybody else, and then they split him into 3 people. I know there was a lot of people who weren't happy about that, but I was glad that they brought him back to life. And now with what they've done with him, where he's lost his 2 other halves, and Psylocke purged Ava. Sorry, spoilers. I'm not going to tell you when and where it happened, but yeah, I'm really hoping that we get the Phantom X from the most recent X-Force storyline,
that was
where
awesome.
he had those
Spoilers.
superpowers. He was like power cosmic, but. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
He'll have a stock flick that does it, It'll be awesome.
I'll squeal like a little girl. I can do it on camera for you guys. But as far as DC, again, I'm going to kind of go off the reservation here. Eric loaned me Trinity War, and I read that. And Pandora. She really, her character she got the raw end of the deal on that. It really wasn't even her fault, and she's being tortured for eternity, and all she wants to do is make it right. And she goes to Superman, she goes to Vandal Savage, and it just comes down to the sins or something that she needs to take care of. So.
Oh man, just thinking about that book when you see Trinity War. I read that graphic novel. It's so good. Like I've heard people say they hated it, but I just enjoyed every little bit of that book. It was so good.
Which is really sad because I did have the chase for a hot second, and I had to sell it, and I've been wanting to get it again. I did have the convention exclusive team base that had her, but again I got rid of it for whatever reason. But I'm really looking to get that Flash chase again, just so that I can have a version of her.
She is really good. All right, so this one goes out to you. Why did we decide to create our Heroclix channel? What was the brain scheme?
It's all this, guys. So we were just goofing around one day. You know, we'd been doing some unboxings. It was Avengers Assemble. And, you know, we unboxed bricks before here in the basement, and he just said, you know, let's film this one. Let's go ahead and just film this. We can, you know, put it on YouTube. I was like, no way. No, not ever. But we can film it. It'll be fun. And so we filmed this unboxing of the Avengers Assemble, and it went really, really well. We felt it went well. We watched other unboxings, and we felt it was on par.
The quality was awful, though. We used a tablet camera. It was so bad.
We didn't have a microphone. The setup was worse than our first unboxing. So.
Yeah.
By the way, that'll never hit the internet. I might throw a clip in there for you guys, but
it's gone.
Probably not.
It's gone.
He lies. He's hiding it somewhere. But we did that, and then Turtles came out, and I said, well, let's just do this. Let's unbox, put it on camera. Just have fun with it. Maybe it'll go somewhere. Maybe we won't get a single view or whatever. We're just doing this for us. And then we became wildly
somewhat
successful,
popular, yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. I mean,
more so than we thought we ever would be. Honestly, I figured like 50 subs ever.
I was thinking like 25. I mean, you know, small community. Probably our close friends watch us. No big deal, you know. But there are almost 400 of you out there now that
who
watch
actually
us,
like watching our stuff, and that really means a lot to us, guys.
It really does. So, you know, we just kind of, well, let's take up our game a notch.
Sure.
Let's start listening to what they want. And overall, it was kind of Eric had made me sit down and watch some games for their battle reports and whatnot. And
just different channels, lots of different ones.
Just across the board, and I was like, no, this channel really needs this, and they could really use this, and this would make this really better, make this more entertaining, and hold my attention better. And that's really been what a lot of the video edits and the battle boxes and things that I've been throwing in there is. It started off with, you know, I'd like this to have happen. You know, this to me would be a higher quality video. And then I listen to you guys. Well, we want to see the figure, we want to see the card, we want to see the dial, we wish we could see this, and so I just keep throwing it in there and keep trying to push that envelope or raise that bar, as you guys keep saying.
You guys keep saying, yeah.
And then I realized that I've raised the bar so high that I've pretty much hung myself on it. So
you're like right there trying to do a pull up and just can't quite get there.
Sure, we'll say it's a pull up. But yeah, so that's how it came to be.
Well, that's that, guys. You go ahead and ask the next one for me.
What is our favorite set?
So there's been a lot of sets since I started playing. You know, I am biased to Amazing Spider-Man because it was my first, and oh my gosh, I got almost all the figures I ever wanted out of it. Like, I was a little bummed there was no Venom or Carnage. I was like, really? But other than that, it was great. Like, it was a good set. Wolverine and X-Men was a really cool set. My very first X-Men set. I'm a big X-Men fan as well.
See, it says favorite,
I'm just,
all your favorites.
I'm just thinking. Hold on.
Specific favorite.
I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm gonna say Amazing Spider-Man.
Not Superior Foes.
Not Superior Foes. I love Superior Foes, but I don't think it was as fun sealed as Amazing Spider-Man was. I loved the vampires and the werewolves. They were just so much fun to play. And Frankenstein, and the Mummy. The Mummy was a blast. And it was like, this figure can't be good. Mind control, tense range, prop control, invulnerability in those. I was like, dang, this Mummy's great. The monster thing was a cool theme. I didn't know who all of them were, but it made me interested in them because they were in there. And then, Doctor Strange, that whole little thing, Baron Mordo, all those guys. It was just a good all-around set. Alice Craven, Brother Voodoo, Great Primes. you know, that's my. Go ahead. I'm done. I'm ranting.
Wolverine the X-Men. I had a really great time unboxing 2 bricks with good friends of mine, and the chases having the orange clear bases. For some crazy reason I'm partial to the color orange, and I love the X-Men. There's Phantom X, Bishop. It just brought back a lot of my favorites from when I started. Like I said, Bishop, Wolverine, Cyclops. Phantom X actually from back in the day, because there was a version of him in Mutant Mayhem. The Jean Grey was amazing, both versions of her. They had Colossus, they had Polaris, which I'd always wanted a Polaris again. I mean, there's just the lineup in that set was so amazing, and they had just introduced Pink Powers. So there was a whole nother aspect to the game, and the chases were beautiful. They had the team bases, which were amazing.
Oh, those team bases.
I couldn't have asked for a better set.
Okay.
So,
next one. What is your favorite build tactic?
My favorite build tactic. Ooh, I don't get to do it very often, but the blender. The TK you in or mind control walk you over into either a super strength or a flurry of blades claws. It just, man, the implications, just that your opponent is absolutely powerless to stop you from just wrecking their figure.
My favorite probably is definitely the slingshot yo-yo technique. I love being able to get out there, shoot you from 8 squares away, and come right back, and you have to come back to my kill box, and you don't want to do that because I just hit your figure for 4+ damage probably with that. Or a hyper strength, super strength hypersonic with like a Superman. That's also my favorite.
Just C-Soups, 6 damage from the military. 9.
He only has charge though. But yeah. But that's my favorite.
And then, what is your favorite power to use? And we're gonna limit that to standard power, something that's on the PAC. On the edge of my seat here.
I really like Pensai.
Pensai.
I gotta go reduce all damage. I really hate big tanky guys in my way. So if I can cripple them to nothing with a psychic blast, I feel good. How about you?
That's a toughie. When it comes down to it, it's got to be Blade's Claws. Back in the day, what was it, Indie? Everybody had Super Senses and Blade's Claws Fangs and Charge and Super Strength, and that was my set. It's a real big toss-up between Blade's Claws and Super Senses. Talk to this guy here, I never miss Super Senses. It's ridiculous. But, Precision Strike kind of just puts that on the bench, so it's back to Blade's Claws. If I see a character with Blade's Claws, I just drool. I'm like, that's a possible 6 damage. That is KC Soups on a figure that's, 75 points. I just walk up and decimate you.
See, whenever I roll Blade's Claws Fangs, I always get like a 3. I gain nothing out of it. I'm like, well, at least it was my printed.
What was it, the other week I played X23 on that game where we kept switching the figures out. Yeah. I rolled Blade's Claws. I rolled 6 3 times in one game. She was just eating figures. I was like, I love Blade's Claws.
Alright. So, moving right along, we have now the questions from our viewers. Thank you guys so much for providing these. We really appreciate them. Hopefully they get answered the way you want them to be. We'll see how we do. So, our first question is from Matthew Riddle, the guy from Games Rule.
Games Rule. Miss you, man.
Alright, so his question is, what group/character do you try to collect?
Oh, so, X-Force.
X-Force all day for you?
I could go on for days. X-Force, the X-Men is another one that I try and collect.
All them X's.
Yep. I tried to do the Wildcats when they came out with the Batman set. That grifter. That grifter was amazing.
That grifter was so good.
The special themes that come out, the Phoenix 5 on one of those, the team bases. When Excalibur was big from Wolverine the X-Men, I tried to get them. When it was War of the Light, I tried to do the Orange Lanterns, which was kind of disappointing overall.
As he goes on to everything. What's your favorite one? X-Force?
It doesn't say favorite. It says what sets are you trying to collect.
What group or character do you try to collect?
Group or character? Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
I thought I heard groups or characters.
Just
but well, X-Force.
X-Force, okay.
X-Force Phantom X.
Me, I am a Spider Family guy. Anything Spider Family, I have to have it. So that's what I go for. Batman's too. Since he went through them, I'm gonna say Batman too. Batman, I'll get all of them. All right, next one we have one from Edward K. He says Marvel or DC. Hey, no politics, guys.
Marvel. Just saying it. Just gonna do it.
Just because Marvel. You know, I like Marvel too. I will be honest. I love more of the characters from Marvel, but DC Comics read really well. I will say that.
I have yet to know. But we did answer that in one of our other comments in another video. Someone asked us, you know, if we were Marvel or DC guys, and we both answered rather lengthy posts to those and why, and our preference in comics as well. So,
yes,
Marvel.
So we have Jamie Bird. He gave us some. He actually has 3 of them for us.
4.
4?
Several. There's actually one post that has like 3 or 4 questions in it.
Oh, well then we'll go with those. So here we go. So Jamie Bird says, when did you all start playing tabletop games? What was the first game you played with collectibles, and do you still have any of them? We'll start with that one.
Tabletop games.
Besides Heroclix, like War Machine Hordes, maybe,
D&D?
or D&D.
D&D was high school. Yeah, got into that in high school. As far as collectible miniatures, Heroclix all the way.
Yeah.
If you're just saying collectibles in general, I was a Magic the Gathering player in my junior high school days, but don't have any of it anymore. Burned it, sold it, got rid of it, trashed it. Tired of looking at it.
Tired of looking at it, just too much Magic. When I was a kid, very first thing I played was Pokemon in grade school, where it wasn't played, it was collected. We just got the cards and said, hey, look what I have. And the trades were no fun because you always get ripped off by the bigger kids every time.
Yo.
And then I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For a really long time as a kid. All my friends played it. I don't have any more of that stuff anymore. Then like I said, I played Magic for a really long time. Got sick of it, dropped it. And I then got into clips and board games. I do play a few board games. I still have all those.
This guy drags me through almost every new board game that comes out in our spare time. He's dragged me through Zombicide Black Plague, the new Versus game.
We played XCOM. We played all kinds of
Legendary.
Cool stuff. Letters from Whitechapel, Spectre Ops.
Joking Hazard.
So many cool games. So that's that part.
Pathfinder.
What was the worst game you guys have witnessed played where a player or person basically freaked out at a venue? Or a ruling or something?
You know, not a lot of them come to mind because I try and put them out of my mind. That's a very ugly side of Heroclix overall. As far as witness, there is that one from the Civil War on YouTube. That guy, I feel really bad for him. He did rage out a little bit. And, you know, in the comments they kind of said that's how he is. But you know, I feel for him on those dice. They're dice rage. It's real.
Dice rage is real for
as
everyone.
Far as in person, what was his name?
Don't take mine. Don't you take mine.
I'm probably gonna take
it.
So there was an event at the Haven where the guy just like wigged out in the middle of the game, saying that his opponent was stalling him or whatever. And post game, he actually had one of those little card collector's boxes with his figures, and he just smashed it and broke figures. And the box actually came open. Figures went in different directions. He was mad, and we actually didn't see him again until he came back to the shop selling all of his clicks, probably months later.
Yeah.
For a good reason. He was starting a family.
Starting a family.
He needed some money.
New house.
We were happy to help him out. I'm sad to see him go, but yeah, I think that was for anonymity's sakes. We won't mention names, but it was one of the most memorable rage quits that I've seen.
Mine was actually the same guy. The month 4 of AVX, he lost to our good friend Garion, And he threw his metal dice across the store. Luckily he didn't break anything, but it was scary to see him just do that. Because Garion, we love Garion, he was actually more of a noob back then, and so he was really upset.
Yep.
So
Noob luck plus dice rage equals QQ. That's an equation, guys.
That's that one. Okay, and the last one on this part, he says, how old are we both?
I forget. No, I think I'm 33.
I am 26.
There you go.
There you go, guys. You know our age now.
I'm an old man. Occasionally you can catch it when you see the bald spot. That's 2 kids and a lot of time.
Alright, he has 2 more here, I believe. If you could design a clique of you, what would your powers and abilities be, team name, and what items would you add for yourselves?
So this isn't a fair question for me because I have actually designed a hero clique of myself. My old friends and I, we used to joke around about Heroclix, and we had superhero personas. I, of course, was a supervillain, or / anti-hero.
Anti-hero.
And I'm more of the support type. I've got Outwit, Perplex, Stealth, Outsiders, a form of Incapacitate, make a special like Death Trap token that, similar to the ones from the Batman old TV set, classic TV set, where I put a token on the board, and if you're stuck in it, you take damage or whatever.
Rude.
But, Super Senses, of course, I had to have that. Stealth from Batman TA, Close Combat Expert, a little bit of Blades Claws, a little bit of range. Big thing was like a super stealth, like, what was it, Invisible Woman, that you can't see her outside of 6 squares. I've got that with, of course, a 6 range, so if you're going to come into my zone, I can either shoot you, or if you get close enough, I've got combat reflexes and super senses. Ninja skills. But yeah. What about you, Eric? Why haven't you told me what clique I need to build for you with all my customizing capabilities?
I always saw myself as a support character. If you look at Deadpool Weasel, I could see myself very, very similar constructed to that character. 30 points to your rolls. I could, give me
defend with a 12 with support.
Defend with a 12 with support. I can't miss. I have a 9 attack or something, I guess. 3.
Yep, but man, you're going down. If we see you, you are done.
Yeah.
A little bit of shape change.
Yeah, I'll take shape change all day long. That's
the only thing keeping you alive.
2 clicks deep, guys. Is all I need.
If I weren't doing a superhero persona, it would be enhancement, probability control, and empower, perplex, leadership. I'd be just a straight-on support piece because I'm a total enabler when it comes to things. And I have
TK the crap out of you somewhere.
0 combat capability. I'd probably be really, really slow, but I would definitely have Indom because I just don't quit.
6 speed with 0 damage.
No, I'm talking like 3 speed.
Sidestep at least.
Nope.
Not
even shuffling along. Sorry. You're gonna have to carry me into the fight if it's really me. I mean, if I'm next to Superman, I'm just be like, you're doing all the heavy lifting, buddy. I'm staying back here. I got
nothing. I'll rub your back for you there.
little shoulder rubs. Get in there. Go for it.
Man. All right. And then his last question is, what is the process for you guys getting clicks for your videos, and what are some of your favorites?
So the process for getting clicks for our videos, I'm going to assume that this is not just going to the store and buying them, because it's kind of what we do.
That's kind of what we do.
I'm guessing that you're asking more, how do we choose what we're putting in our show for Mike Nino's New Recruits and...
Or review videos.
And those sorts of things.
And a lot of the time, that's simply put, we borrow from our friends for a lot of our review videos. We have mentioned that. Like, we thank all of our friends for loaning us figures for that.
And as far as, we really go with what we have. So, I mean, we buy the game, we play the game. If we get a figure that we think is awesome, we want to review. That's what that comes down to. For Mike Nino's New Recruits, I do play test those figures. I run them through a game or two or against me to see how they play, see how they hold up. And if they impress me to a point where I think, that figure pretty well just single-handedly won you the game, is enough to make me want to rage quit, He ends up on the recruits. It's just where it's at. So.
When Mike says get this figure for your collection, get that figure.
The OP kits, we typically those are the ones that we've won. But Game Haven has been really awesome about making sure that we get those on the release day and make sure we have a whole set to review. And so I'm probably really bad about not mentioning them. But every prize that we get,
every unboxing we bring,
is brought to you by the Game Haven.
They hook us up like crazy. Like they don't give us any crazy awesome deals or anything, but they make sure
lies and slander.
They make sure we have some great content.
They hook us up awesome.
So that is all from Jamie. Oh, our favorite clicks. Name one of your favorite Heroclix. The figure you own that you absolutely couldn't live without. We'll say with that.
Wolverine X-23.
Wolverine X-23. My Green Lantern Batman.
Geo-Bats.
I had to have that piece when I first saw it, and it took me years to get it.
Beautiful sculpt.
But once I got it, it's on my shelf on the Batcave I have my own now, and he's just sitting there looking pretty. I can't live without that figure. He's so cool looking.
My Wolverine X-23, I actually took the X-23 off and carved it out and customized it so she was a switch click, so that I could put her on a Wolverine base from Wolverine X-Men, the 100 point and 113, so I could, jokingly just kind of be like, look, I've got two Wolverines. I've got Wolverine X-23 and Wolverine, and ran them that way.
Because there was no X-23 except for Cosmic X-23.
Yep. And now we've got our amazing 100 point X-23, who I have one that I custom painted in her X-Force outfit and one that's in her all-new X-Men outfit.
Nice.
So.
All right, and let's see, that was it, right? Yeah. My favorite? Yes, I said that.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate the questions, buddy.
Was that all of them? Because there's...
For him, yes, that was all of them. This one wasn't one.
Okay.
Next up, we have a old Brandon Shastine.
Brandon!
This guy is great. He loves all our videos and comments all the time. Thank you, buddy. So, he has two. Do y'all imagine a story while having a Clicks battle?
Yes.
Yes, we do. If you guys have watched some of our more casual Clicks battles, we will a lot of time act out some of those scenes.
It's just, I can't not imagine that, I've got Spider-Man fighting the Hulk, or I've got, Wolverine duking it out with Deadpool. I can't not imagine how that fight is going down. You've got Superman fighting Thor, it's just the great, it's the amazing. You got, Iron Man flies in, blows up 3 slugs, and you're just like, yep, that's how it would happen. That's awesome.
And it just feels so cool, too.
As far as maybe the narrative, not so much, but, the awesome action comic book panels, oh yeah, totally.
You can totally feel it in the game sometimes. You can see, I'm doing this. I'm making a comic series right now with figures. Alright, and then, the other way is, what's your thought process when building a fresh team?
Fresh.
As
in one I haven't played before, one that I haven't seen played before?
Probably one that you think you made up by yourself for the most part. Like, it's your own original thing. You made it, and what was your process?
My one, my own, that? My precious?
My precious.
That's right. This is Samwise over here.
Whatever, dude.
Hey, I'd be nowhere without him, so...
Carry your butt.
Usually, what do I do for the... my team process is I will just pick a figure that I'm wanting to play, somebody that I've just been dying to play, and I try and build around them. And I just formulate strategy from there based on what they're good for, and then I add to them. In the past, I've just built figures or built teams as they're all primary attackers, because I really personally hate tent poles, because when the tent pole goes down, I'm left with a bunch of support that can't do anything. So I'd rather have 2 or 3 attackers that when you pick the one that you feel is the biggest threat and you take them out, I've still got 2 other attackers backing me up.
And that's a fair strategy. Me, myself, I've always gone off this method. I'm going to kind of share with you guys a little bit here.
Uh-oh,
It's very quiet.
The Urk secret.
My Urk secret teams I make. Whenever I make a team, I always start with one figure, just like most people do, that I really want to play. And I always think of the pop method, I call it. Not pop figures, the pop method. Perplex, Outwit, Prob. Does my team have those? Can I live without one of them or not? And then, I hate stealth. When I first started playing, Batman set was a thing, and I did not like stealth figures. I could never, ever target them.
It's coming back, too.
It is. With Joker's
man.
Wild, I feel it harder than it's ever been before because Iron Man spoiled the crap out of us with those improved targeting through hindering.
Yep.
So I now make sure with the rest of my build, I have Prob or Outwit or Perplex or Prob Perplex. I have to have at least 2 of the 3, if not all 3, and then see through hindering with at least 1 of my figures. Because if I can't see you in stealth, you're bugging me and I hate you. So that's my method to making a team.
Because, you can't just close combat somebody who's in stealth. Never, no.
Because they'll always beat you up back every time. They
Not
are meant
if you
to.
use Blades, Claws, Fangs.
You rolled 1 sometimes on that.
You do.
That's our fresh build thoughts there. And then we have, last but not least, Christopher Smotherman, the man himself. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Chris. So he kind of drew a blank on the question part. That's okay. But he said,
you get credit for the first bio set of questions, so there are like 8 questions.
You spawned most of that, yes. The one he wanted to know is if there was one hidden, unique aspect about either of us that made us unique, what would it be that we were willing to share with our fans?
You go first.
So the one thing you guys may not know about me
Airing out that dirty laundry now.
is I am what they call a super friend. I am everyone's friend.
Yup.
I like talking to everyone just about anything you want to talk about. If you like, say, D&D, I'll talk to you about it. If you like Heroclix, I'll talk to you about it. If you like Pokemon, I will dabble in it with you. I am not opposed to what you feel is cool, to what I feel is cool. I accept you for who you are, and I want to be your friend.
I'll vouch for that.
So that is my thing. I have been literally deemed the super friend by some of my friends.
We were at a party the other night for our buddy Garion for going away, and Eric started passing around the, you're my best friend card. And he said that once, and everybody was like, but I thought I was your best friend. And I totally called him. I was like, looks like you've been passing that best friend card around a little too much, because there were like 4 people in the room that he, in, confidence, has told them that, you're my best friend, and they're all, and then he's like, Garion, you're my best friend, and they're all like, wait, what? I thought I was your best friend. So, yeah, he got himself in trouble there, Mr. Super Friend.
Yeah, I did. How about you, Mike?
So mine, unfortunately, isn't as positive, but I pretty well suffer from acute paranoia. I'm suspicious of everyone, even Eric. When it comes down to it, it's completely unfounded, and I know it is completely unfounded, but I cannot help being suspicious of everything and everyone all the time. I operate on a very high level of stress and anxiety against the world in general. It's a real thing, but I deal with it.
And that is it, everyone. Thank you so much for the questions. A couple things we wanted to say before we go. We do have a Rule of 3 podcast.
This was not planned, by the way. I just picked up a shirt. I was like, I'm going to wear Rule of 3 today. It's going to be awesome. And Eric's like, hey, I'm going to wear Rule of 3 today because it's awesome. So here we are, matching Rule of 3. We're so looking forward to doing that. It should be very soon.
Yeah, we're supposed to set up hopefully this week or next week and record that together, and they'll post that and let you guys know. And when we know, you'll know. So check them out. They are a really cool podcast. Support them. They have some really cool information. They are a great group of guys. So if you haven't already, check out our Rule of 3 collab where they come and show us a danger room scenario. So much fun. That was so great. We have to play that sometime again, for sure. So that has been Get to Know the Alpha Strike. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know how we're doing.
And until next time,
Strike first.
and strike hard.